First of all, let's reflect on the news of last night, Brighton in the cup. Your take on the reward for seeing off Rotherham the other night.
Yeah, nice tie. Good to get a Premier League club. It would bring a crowd, which is what it's all about. Test ourselves against a very, very good side. And one that we're not really looking forward to, definitely.
Are there any selection issues after the match the other night?
No, all fine, all pretty much intact. That's important for us. We don't have the deepest of squads, so to get everyone all clear and through the other night is important heading in obviously Saturday. And then if there is any kind of, knocks and bruises and whatever, then we've got a little bit of time to get everyone over them, which is good.
It's a unique place to be for a football team to not have a great deal in that sense to worry about injury-wise.
Yeah, very, very fortunate to be fair. Everyone's doing their work in-house every single day to make sure the lads are in really, really good shape. Obviously, look, the only one really notable in terms of someone that started the season is Robbo, but that's not going to change anytime soon. So he's probably the only kind of noticeable one at the minute. Yes, Georgie and Fabio are obviously more longer term as well, but in terms of the squad, we're pretty fortunate with how we're looking at the minute.
So yes, depth. We will stop asking about the transfer window on Tuesday, but until that time,
the last month, January then.
Yeah, exactly. And that starts in November, by the way. While we are talking about that, and to be fair, you brought it up. As we sit here now, Thursday morning, 9:00, how confident are you that you will kind of get what you want over the course of the next few days in the transfer window?
I'm really open, so it's look. Whether I'm confident or not confident, I'm kind of not sure which way it's going to go. Every day it changes a couple of things. Loads of phone calls are happening. Do we need a couple of bodies? Yes, without a doubt. Am I confident that we get the ones that I want? I'm open. So now that mightn't be down to support from people around the club. That might be down to some people outbidding us or else. Finances come into it, have other clubs, throwing the kitchen sink at someone or location or family reasons. So there's loads of reasons why you mightn't get a player. But am I hopeful to get a couple through the door that will add quality and value to the squad? I really, really hope so, yeah.
And at this particular moment, are you thinking it might be loan signings or permanent signings, a mixture? How do you see the landline?
I think we're in the mix for both, if I'm honest. I think ideally we'd love players to be ours. But obviously the later it goes with such little time left, a permanent signing that you're hopeful for that doesn't happen may turn into a loan for someone else. So splitting plates from that point of view. But I think there's no getting away from the fact that we just need a couple of bodies to help the squad over the next, 3-4 months before January comes around.
And sort of position specific then, where would you like, extra depth?
Like I said, just squad. Don't want to be saying any specifics. I just think we need a couple of bodies, like you said. Whatever area that happens in, then time will tell. But I think it's important for the group. They've been fantastic to date. I've really been pushing the message of looking after their bodies in and around the club and when they're away from the club, because the August has been so relentless, and they've been fantastic from that point of view. And I just feel like they need that little bit of help as well, because people are playing a couple of extra minutes that maybe they shouldn't be. So in terms of getting that depth is important.
Within the kind of loads of phone calls that are taking place, are any troubling about late bids or late interest in players that you definitely want to keep?
No, nothing. No, nothing to date. Every day that takes by, that's a positive. Fortunate to have some really good players in the building, as we know. I'm very hopeful that will stay the same way.
You've kind of alluded to the international break pending, clearly down to the fact that the Stevenage game is going to be rearranged. How crucial might that be then, just for maintaining what you've already started?
Yeah, I think I go on about depth, and I think you think about it. We got Stevenage to rearrange. We've got we got the Brighton game, obviously in the cup. Potentially we've got Cardiff in the next international break, and I would imagine between the both of us that potentially will be off. So that will be another game rearranged. So now all of a sudden your schedule becomes pretty pretty packed and pretty full. So I think games will come thick and fast, over the next few months. Yeah, we need to have a squad ready to hit that head on, really.
Huddersfield then next, great challenge. Well, biggest test of the season so far. That they're a team that everybody thinks is the team to beat in League One this year.
Biggest challenge, I think it would probably go hand in hand with Bolton, in my opinion. I think Bolton are a very, very good side, and they'll give you just as much problems as a Huddersfield. So, I think we've faced a very, very good side already in terms of at home in a decent game for the league. Look, obviously Huddersfield have got more points than Bolton, but I think Bolton's squad and their budget and how they go about their business and the threat and the pace that they had, we had to be at our very best to get a result and to match it with Bolton on that day. And it will be the same for Huddersfield. Good side, they'll test you, and we need to be at our very best to match it. But we've taken confidence from the Bolton game and over the course of our start that we can go head to head with anyone in the league.
Yeah, I was going to say some kind of indicators to where you're at and what potentially this squad are capable of this year.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, that was my message after Bolton. We obviously got a little bit unfortunate with the red card and the late goal and whatever, and that could have been a different result on the day. And we took big confidence from that in terms of we can mix it and we can match it when we go about our business and have the right mindset going into each and every game. And that will be no different. I think we're in a decent place, and we've won some good games at home, and we've been involved in some decent games as well, and with our fans and our backing, and Huddersfield will bring numbers, no doubt. It's kind of teed up for a nice game, yeah.
And that's I was going to come on to that. I mean, that given home form in recent seasons, how sort of crucial is it that not least you are unbeaten at this stage at home, but equally the matches have been games that fans can really get their teeth into too, which is a happy coincidence because it's turned out positively in the end, but something that needed addressing, and it looks like it has been.
Yeah, I think that was a big thing for me, filling that void, and I think that comes down to the fans having a team that they can really get behind, how we want to approach the game in terms of the football that we want to play, being really aggressive with and without the ball. So I think that they're seeing a team that they can be proud of, and that connection with myself and the team was something that I really wanted to get into a good place. Hopefully we can continue that, obviously, with more positive results at home. But I think the games at home as well have been exciting, and they've been just what fans want to see. And luckily enough, obviously, then on top of that, we've come out on the right side of the game so far as well.
Yeah, and just finally, again, coincidentally, this division, there are a lot of local rivalries. So Huddersfield is a great Yorkshire rivalry. There's plenty of South Yorkshire trips, obviously, that are not too far away. And what I wonder you might think that has a bearing on matches this season. Look, for the opposition as well, but particularly Barnsley in your case, and the atmosphere that brings and the challenges that those types of scenarios bring.
No, it's really exciting games to be a part of, and I think, look, if you're going into these kind of games now with a tired body or a little bit of an ache, I think the atmosphere and the occasion and the game will it just takes care of itself, really. So there's nothing to worry about from that point of view. The game and the atmosphere and the kind of and the crowd and the number of people that will be here it will take care of itself. We just need to be fully prepared and focused going into the game, and it's me and the staff's job to get the lads ready and firing and ready to go, really.
Just finally then, Huddersfield as a challenge, what do you expect them to bring? Where do their strengths lie?
Yeah, they're a really good side. I really like how they go about their business. They've got a way of playing. I think they'll give you different challenges than a Bolton. I think Bolton are just kind of trying to compare them a little bit in terms of how I see it. They've got real pace in their winger areas, and you can hurt you with their forward players. I think Huddersfield will be a little bit more build up, trying to dominate the ball, try and wear you down. They'll try and stay in your final third for that little bit longer, whereas Bolton are more kind of transition pace, let's score straight away on the counter attack. So they've got differences and they'll give you challenges, but ultimately they've both got quality and something that we have to be ready and prepared for.
Brilliant. Best of luck.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you. Also, Huddersfield, Conor kept a lot of clean sheets. I think 4 of their 5 games clean sheets. I mean, I'm guessing that's something you'll be looking at, but I imagine you're pretty confident that your attack can score against anyone this season.
Yeah, we're hoping so. That wasn't a stat that I was aware of. It's more focusing on us really, and the forward play and the way we want to approach the game as always, and that's with exciting forward play and players in the team that will score goals. So hopefully, obviously, that will be the case, and on Saturday we'll continue the amount of goals we have been scoring in certain games since I've been involved in.
You've obviously got 10 points through to the 3rd round. I mean, if you were to get a positive result in a big derby at the end of the month, it would really cap off a positive first month, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Yes, I would. It would, and I think the players and everyone's aware of that, and we want to go, try and hit the game head on and get a positive result. We can't lose sight of the fact that it's been a decent start regardless of the result at the weekend. But yeah, I think it would really kind of set our stall out nicely if we were to get a positive result for sure.
I know you didn't want to talk too much about positions, but I think you said when Mark Roberts got injured that a defender might be one that you're looking at, and a sort of big sort of dominant defender. Is that something that you may be thinking of getting before the deadline?
Potentially. Like you said, the depth is the most important thing right now.
Yeah. Okay. Any close right now, potentially before the game on Saturday? Or...
No, nothing on the horizon so far.
Okay. I mean, does it look like maybe another busy deadline day for the club? I know you said you want to be picky, so maybe take it as far as you can, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's important to get the right people, the right positions, not just bringing in numbers for the sake of it. Over the last few weeks, it's gotten that little bit more quiet because nothing's really come up that I've kind of jumped at. So yeah, I'm hoping over the next couple of days, leading into the weekend and into Monday, that then a couple of bodies that I want will be in the building and ready for the next few months ahead.
In terms of players coming out, you said there's no bids at the moment. Is there a sort of a kind of almost a cut-off time over the weekend where you say, right, it's too late to get a replacement, we won't accept anything now, or does money just always talk if something?
I think money just always talks in football, I think, regardless. I think you hear certain clubs going, he's not for sale now, and we can't find a replacement, but I think money is always a talker. So I don't think there's any time limit from that point of view, but I think our players are in a good place, and fingers crossed we'll have a really good squad in place after Monday, ready to go after the international break.
Anything closer on moving on Kelechi or Carly, and is that something you're hoping to resolve before the deadline?
Nothing close on that either, but I think all parties know that hopefully that will be the outcome come Monday, that he moves on.
Thank you, Conor.
Cheers.
So you've been a player of this club, Conor, when you've had some big derbies, you remember the Leeds games, this and that, and everyone's connecting, the fans and everything. Part of it has been this season trying to get fans back and reconnecting, hasn't it? And you've sort of done well in that regard, but it's still, some of them are a little bit wavering, but they're probably thinking, oh yeah, let's give them another chance, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that probably helps when you get a good positive start to the season, because the more games you win, the more fans come on board. There's no getting away from that. It's the nature of the beast with football. The more games you don't win, the less fans that will be here on a Saturday. So when you get a positive start, and they can really be proud of the team that is playing in front of them week in, week out. You attract more people and excite more people to come down and watch. So I think that helps with the connection, and I think they can be proud of the day-to-day work and the real want to fight for the club come every match day so far.
I mean, it is about winning, but it's about identifying with the team again. And I think fans are doing that, aren't they? I mean, even if sometimes you lose, you've got to just lose in the right way.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you can lose in the right way. Obviously, look, so far we've only lost one game, and that was obviously the Wimbledon game, and it could have been very, very different with the amount of chance that we created. But yeah, look, I think so far it's been positive, but it's only just been a start. We need to, keep building, keep working, and to continue the progress that we're on.
There's not teams in this league with parachute pains, but there's some, who spent a hell of a lot of money, and it feels like they're sort of, the top level of division, the Huddersfields, the Cardiffs, and do you think they've sort of got a bit of a target on the back almost? I mean, there's 3 or 4.
No, I wouldn't say so. They've obviously, look, there's teams in the league with bigger budgets than us. but we need to, bridge the gap in a different way in terms of, the work that we do every single day, the standards that we set, the culture that we're trying to install in the football club. And I've mentioned before that, that doesn't come down to budget, that comes down to, hard work and the good people that are around the club. So that's pretty priceless, and that's something that we're trying to create and trying to bridge that gap in terms of maybe some of the money that we don't have.
When you first came in, you've done tremendous work with the young players. When you first came in, was it a little bit them and us were the young players, the senior players were doing this, the younger academy players, and you've sort of merged it all?
Tried to mould it together, yeah. I think we've been we're fortunate with the players, with some of the young players that we have in the building. There's another couple coming through as well. Faz obviously come on the other night, who done well, and Kieran Graham and these guys, So trying to mould that together and bring the connection together between first team and academy was something really, really important to me. We've had a history of doing it over the years, and we needed to get back to that. So I think that's just been an extra bit of my job and my role that I can picture the club going in the right direction, and that's the connection with the academy as well. Yeah,
it seems to be the way you've talked about transfers that there's probably people that you could have taken, but you're not going to sort of take a punt or take a risk. You've got to be really sure about them.
Yeah, without doubt. I think it's so important. The names that have been handed around over the last 2-3 weeks since we've signed Tenai, they just haven't fitted our way or our style, or have had a couple of bad references or whatever that may look like.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, no, on to the next one. So I'm really picky and really focused on getting the right people in and players in to fit our way and our culture.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will get them couple of bodies that we all know that we need. Come Monday from that point of view.
Do you get the sort of final say? I mean, you're the sort of manager, right? You've got it. It's
yeah. No, I've got to say the club have been brilliant. All the players that have come through the door is the ones that I've wanted. Would I've liked a couple of more by now? Yeah, but I'm very fortunate with the squad that I have. And hopefully come Monday everyone's in a really good place.
Yeah.
Manager, club, board, and we've all got what we've wanted in terms of the squad then moving forward into the next few months.
Just a final one. I mean, everyone's hoping that there's no significant outgoings, but if there is, are there sort of contingencies if something does happen? Have you got things in?
Yeah, there's always a plan. There's always a process to follow. So we'll take that day by day.